Move on. Or
Jason.
move on to call the regular council meeting.
Just a second, it's not 7 o'clock yet.
Yeah.
It's not 7 o'clock yet.
Oh, sorry. It's almost 7 o'clock. We'll wait. Oh, I gotta get
That's the resolution.
Didn't realize that.
Mayor's remarks.
Okay.
We'll do it right after mayor's remarks. Okay.
7 o'clock, I will now call, well, you went off.
7 o'clock.
You're killing me today.
7 o'clock.
If everybody could please stand for the invocation. Paula, would you like to give the invocation tonight?
I don't think it was her turn.
Praying, never hurt anybody. We take this moment to center ourselves and realize the importance that has been placed on our shoulders. We ask you, Lord, to look over each and every one of these city officials, our residents, our fire, police, and all the service and city personnel, so that we may together do what it is that you are calling us to do, to bring life and energy into the city of Lincoln Park. Keep us mindful of each and every one of us. Amen.
Before we do the pledge, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence for Chief Slavis's mom and for Max, our canine who passed away.
And Reserve Officer Evans' father.
Thank you. Y'all join in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we've got some, I've got some, Carrie's going to do the roll call.
Councilpersons Bear,
Here.
Dupre, Nichols,
Here.
Ross, here, Salcido, Zor,
Here.
and Mayor Tobin.
Here.
Thank you.
So I've got a couple announcements. Tuesday Tunes with the Mayor and Council has ended for the season. It was a great season. Attendance was great. Seems like everybody really enjoyed themselves and the bands. And I want to thank everybody that attended, the food vendors, all the sponsors. For those who don't know, Tuesday Tunes was put on without spending any city money. The sponsors and the donations from the Black Box, and yes, I still call it the Black Box, was helped fund the season. The Black Box this season raised a little over $4,700, and that's not the final figure. I'll have that soon, but that money will go to fund next year's concerts. I just think it was a great season. Everybody enjoyed themselves, and I want to thank the council for all the help with putting on the shows and supporting everything that we did this summer. My husband and I spent most of Saturday driving around Lincoln Park putting out the Centennial signs for the Centennial homes. Started out with a flat tire, so I had to drive around in the Mustang. Nothing like getting in and out of a Mustang 88 times. But I've got to tell you, there are some beautiful, beautiful homes in Lincoln Park. And I met so many residents. I think I got invited to 6 barbecues. I get 2 block parties. Everyone was just so joyous, so friendly. It's just a great town. People out just enjoying their neighborhoods, enjoying their neighbors. It just made me really proud to be in Lincoln Park. We have a great community here. The Centennial Picnic was on Sunday. The hot dogs were good. The potato salad was even better. Snow cones were free, and they really cooled everybody off, so it was a really nice event. The DDA and the Parks and Rec put on a really good everything was good. They did a good job. The DJ was good. He played a lot of music for the kids, so Baby Shark's been in my head since Sunday. Don't forget that Lincoln Park Days is coming up soon, August 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. If you don't know this, the Lincoln Park Exchange Club is turning 100 years old this year, so we'll be doing some extra celebrating. There'll be lots of different things coming on the park this year, so come on out and join the festivities. It's not too late to buy a beer keg, sponsor a beer keg. The money goes for good causes. If you don't know, the beer tent is the Busen beer tent. It's Mike Busen. Everybody knows Mike Busen from Busen Appliance, even though he's gone now. We named the beer tent after him. He designed the flyer many, many years ago. So if you buy a keg, your name goes up in the beer tent, and we honor you all weekend. And he would be very proud that the beer tent is still thriving. So come on out. We support various charities all year long. And lastly, I want to remind you that on September 20th, we have the Centennial Gala going on at the the Kennedy Memorial Building. The tickets are $60. It includes a catered dinner by Crystal Gardens. Beer and wine is included. There is an ensemble inside. There's bands outside, strolling violinists. We even have an aerialist outside, fire throwers. It's going to be a really big event, so come on out and celebrate the city turning 100 years old. And with that, I have a proclamation to read. Whereas the Downriver Senior Olympics have served as a symbol of community spirit, active living, and camaraderie among senior residents across the Downriver region, and whereas the City of Lincoln Park is honored to have been selected as the official host city for the 2026 Downriver Senior Olympics, bringing together hundreds of senior athletes from neighboring communities to compete, connect, and celebrate healthy aging, and whereas the City of Lincoln Park is committed to promoting wellness, inclusion, and opportunities for all residents and recognizes the vital role that older adults play in enriching our community through their talents, experience, and enthusiasm. And whereas the 2026 Downriver Senior Olympics will showcase the City of Lincoln Park's outstanding parks, facilities, volunteers, and hospitality, and will serve as a source of pride and unity for residents and participants alike. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Maureen Tobin, Mayor of the City of Lincoln Park, on behalf of the City Council and all our residents, do hereby proudly recognize and celebrate Lincoln Park's role as a host city for the 2026 Downriver Senior Olympics and encourage all residents to support and participate in this exciting regional event. So, I was there this morning when they opened the 2025 Senior Olympics in Southgate. Lillian was there, and it was a blast. So look forward to that next year. And with that, we'll move on. We'll start with the miscellaneous resolution. You gonna do it?
Do you want to do it or you want me to?
I'll do it.
Okay, you do it.
Whereas at least one marijuana retailer establishment has expressed concerns about lack of business exposure and desire to locate to a more visual commercial corridor, and whereas the Planning Commission discussed this policy topic and the proposed zoning code text amendment at their June 11, 2025 regular meeting and set the required public hearing for the July 9, 2025 regular meeting, and whereas the Planning Commission held the public hearing for the proposed zoning code text amendment at the July 9th regular meeting, in which two members of the public spoke about the amendment. Whereas the public hearing comments are summarized in the July 9th draft meeting minutes, whereas the Planning Commission moved to recommend City Council adopt the proposed zoning code amendment, text amendment as presented at the July 9th regular meeting with a 5-2 vote. Therefore, be it resolved that an ordinance to amend the codified ordinance of the City of Lincoln Park by amending the existing chapter 1278.03 to permit marijuana retailer establishments as special land uses in the municipal business district be given its first and its first reading, the City of Lincoln Park ordains that Chapter 1278.03 of the Codified Ordinance of the City of Lincoln Park be amended as follows. 1278.03, use permitted after special approval in a municipal district, MBD, the following uses may be permitted, subject to the applicable site design standards of Section 1296.02, site design standards for use permitted after special approval for subject further to the approval of council after recommendation from the Planning Commission in accordance with the processing procedures in Section 1262.08, powers of council, special approvals. T, marijuana retailer establishments. I'll move.
I'll support.
Discussion?
Through the chair, Your Honor.
Yes.
Has the Plan Commission, the Site Design Standards Committee, have they come up with how many parking spaces they would need for such establishment?
Yeah,
Do we
well,
have that before us today?
They have to pick the site first, and then it has to go for site review.
All right, thank you.
Mayor, it merits pointing out that this is a use after special approval. It's not an automatic use. They have to go through the same application and site plan process, and you still have the discretion to approve or not approve based upon what they present to council.
Right,
This is just adding the language. In other words, you're doing the paradigm shift, as I said previously, from one corner of the chessboard to the other corner of the chessboard. There's no guarantee to any party that they'll even be approved if they find a new place.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. Anyone else? Clerk, call the roll.
Through the chair, Your Honor, if I could just make a quick comment.
Mr. Kudrak has a...
Oh, I'm sorry, okay.
I just want to say that I believe the will of the voters should be respected and protected, and they voted for these businesses to be in the general industrial district.
Thank you. Mr. Kudrak?
Oh, Jesus. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Richard Kudrak. Those marijuana businesses, they were all advertised in John Papalis. They knew where they were going to be allowed to be built. John Papalis is the perfect place for them. There's no houses around. There's no schools around. There's really no businesses around. That's where the marijuana should be. By the way, we've had an issue lately with public hearings being called, which were not advertised to the public. You're having a public hearing right now that was not advertised for the public. I don't know why you're voting on this today, when it should be on the next agenda 2 weeks from now, when any resident who was concerned about this change would have the opportunity to appear and voice their opinion. There's no reason to have this today. Thank you.
Anyone else? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Dupre,
Yes.
Bear,
Yes.
Nichols,
No.
Ross,
No.
Salcido,
No.
Zor,
No.
and Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
That motion fails.
Okay, moving on. To move on to the consent agenda. Be it resolved that the following items listed under the consent agenda be approved as presented to the mayor and council. A, approve minutes, regular meeting, July 28, 2025. Approve accounts and claims payable. C, attend training, city clerk, education day. D, attend training, city clerk, master academy. E, solicit bids, interior door replacement community center. F, approve block party 2.
I'll move.
Support.
Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Ross?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Bear,
Yes.
Dupre,
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor,
Yes.
and Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Adopt ordinance amendment.
Okay. Whereas 2 child care centers have needed zoning ordinance variances from the child care play area size within the past year despite meeting the minimum state requirements. And whereas the Planning Commission discussed this policy topic and the proposed zoning code text amendment at their May 14th, 2025 regular meeting and set the required public hearing for the July 9th, 2025 regular meeting. And whereas the Planning Commission held the public hearing for the proposed zoning code text amendment at the July 9th regular meeting, in which no members of the public spoke about the amendment. Whereas the Planning Commission unanimously moved to recommend City Council adopt the proposed zoning text amendment as presented at their July 9th regular meeting with a 7-0 vote. Now therefore be it resolved that an ordinance to amend the codified ordinances of the City of Lincoln Park by amending the existing Chapter 1296.02W to reduce the outdoor play area size requirement for child care centers be given its third and final reading and be adopted. The City of Lincoln Park ordains that Chapter 1296.02W of the codified ordinances of the City of Lincoln Park be amended as follows. 1296.02 Site design standards for uses permitted after special approval. W, nursery schools, day nurseries, and child care centers. 1, an outdoor play area of at least 1,200 square feet shall be provided. The outdoor play area shall comply with all requirements established in the Child Care Organizations Act, Public Act 116 of 1973. 2, an on-site drive shall be provided for drop-off pickups. This drive shall be arranged to allow maneuvers without affecting traffic flow on the public street.
I'll move.
Support. Discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Councilpersons Ross?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin?
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on, amended bond ordinance. Resolved that bond ordinance 2025-001 regarding drinking water state revolving fund loans be, and hereby, is hereby amended by reference.
Move.
Support.
Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Councilpersons Nichols?
Yep.
Ross?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin?
Yes. Award bids for thermal cameras. Welcome, Chief.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Lincoln Park Fire Department solicited bids to purchase thermal imaging cameras. The fire department received 2 bids. One from MES FLIR is the type of thermal imaging camera for $5,453. Second one was from Morgan Inland. It's an Attack Pro Plus for $4,912.84. The Lincoln Park Fire Department respectfully requests the Mayor and Council to award the bid of purchase of 3 NFPA-compliant thermal imaging cameras to MES Municipal Emergency Services of Sandy Hook, Connecticut. Of the 2 bids received, MES submitted the most favorable proposal in terms of compliance, reliability, overall value, making it the best bid for the fire department's operational needs. Also on a side note that our surrounding communities also have FLIR, so the interoperability of this thermal imaging camera would help when we go to other cities.
Resolved that the mayor and council hereby award the bid for the purchase of 3 NFPA complement thermal imaging cameras to MES of Sandy Hook, Connecticut, as they are the lowest responsible and most qualified bidder, meeting all specifications outlined by the Lincoln Park Fire Department. Be it further resolved, funds to come from CDBG account 249-050-75504.
I'll move.
Support.
Any discussion?
Through the chair, Your Honor. Chief, I watch Chicago Fire a lot, but can you give an example of how this situation works, this camera? I think it's fascinating, but do you want to briefly explain that?
It's used in two ways. One, it uses as a size up of what's going on outside the structure, what's happening on inside, to be able to locate the fire. And also, when they go inside, they're able to
Identify.
get victims and see how hot the fire is.
Thank you.
And it puts their outline. The new one is actually, it records, it can be downloaded, and you can also use it for training.
It'll probably save lives and
Yes.
help protect our firefighters. Thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Ross?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Zor?
In an effort to show transparency, I'd like to say that I have family members in Sandy Hook, Connecticut, so I'm voting, but I just want everybody to know that.
So are you voting yes or no?
I am voting yes.
Thank you. Salcido?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin?
Yeah, yes. Okay, moving on. Award bids for the smoke detectors.
Lincoln Park Fire Department solicited bids to purchase CO and smoke detectors. The fire department received 4 bids, one from Fireline Equipment for $30.50 per unit, Asset Lining $32.82 per unit, Elite Textile Training $16.08 per unit, and ProLogic $57.02 per unit. The Lincoln Park Fire Department respectfully requests the mayor and council to formally award the bid for purchase of a combination carbon monoxide and smoke detectors. After a thorough review of the submitted proposals, Fireline Equipment of New Holland, Pennsylvania has been identified as the lowest responsive bidder, meeting all specifications outlined in the bid requests. Their proposals provide cost-effective pricing, reliable product performance, and timely delivery, aligning with the department's goals to enhance public safety and community outreach programs. Detectors will be used in an ongoing initiative to ensure that residents, particularly those in high-risk and underserved areas, have access to functioning life-saving detection equipment. This project is a critical component of our fire prevention and safety education efforts. The cost of the CO detectors is approximately $20,000. Funds to come from CDBG account 24905075504.
Resolved that the mayor and city council hereby award the bid for the purchase of combination CO2 smoke detectors to Fireline Equipment in the amount of up to $20,000, as they are the lowest responsible and most qualified bidder, meeting all specifications outlined by the Lincoln Park Fire Department. Be it further resolved, funds to come from CDBG account 249-050-75504.
I'll move.
Support.
Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Ross?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. We're going to go into the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have a whole lot to report on. I was out last week, so I'm just getting caught up on things. But I hope everybody had a chance to check out our new website that is up and live now. Both Carrie and Ashley have been doing quite a bit of tweaking to it still, so if you do find anything that needs to be addressed on it, please reach out and let us know, but we are still making some changes. We're now doing some additional revisions to the Parks and Rec page on there as well. But ultimately, the goal is to get more information out to the residents so that it can be used as a more user-friendly tool, and it is a lot more user-friendly than our old website. So far, we've heard positive feedback on that. In addition to that, Carrie did send a reminder out to all the boards and commissions and departments as well on their minutes and what the requirements are, so we can do a better job of making sure everything's up to date on the website for that. And then Ashley did work on the volunteer form for council members. I know there was discussion on the Council Point restrooms, so she gave me that today to review, so we'll get that out to council tomorrow, so if anybody's interested in helping out with that, we can get that process going. And then we are nearing completion on the policy for canceling city events. A couple others need to review it and make any edits to it that they see fit, but we have a committee that's been working on that, so
The council and mayor. are we
it will
gonna be-
come, it'll come to mayor and council, but it defines the guidelines on how the process is handled in the future, so. And we did review other cities and what they utilize for it, so it has some very good points in there, and I think it'll be helpful in the future. And then we did have a meeting with Hennessy, I mentioned this in my email to council, to talk about communication with residents. So as far as the restoration process goes, what they can expect, timelines, and we're working harder on making sure that they know how the process is going to flow on future projects. So we seem to be missing a few things there, so just kind of, you know, also pointing out what their expectations will be with restoration process. So I think going forward, the projects will go a little bit more smoother in that area. So it was a good meeting, very successful, so I think going forward, council will be happier as well, and it should reduce the complaints and questions that come up. So that's all I have, and I'd be happy to take any questions.
To the chair.
To the chair.
Yes,
Do you want me to go first?
Jason.
Just a simple website question. Is there a mechanism to put when meetings get rescheduled, like what's happened twice right now with the library commission meeting being this Thursday, not last Thursday, and the DDA being rescheduled for next Thursday instead of this Thursday?
Yes, so the calendar has to be updated. I believe there's a few, somewhere else that we can do more of like a notification to make it more, so I'll talk to Ashley about that in the morning.
Because
Yeah.
I really love on the homepage of the calendar where just boom, you see all of the city meetings for the month, and there's no more looking and clicking on
Right,
links.
yep, and we noticed this morning, there was still a couple meetings that were missing from there, and there was like one extra, or one little step, so kind of learning it as we go too. But, yeah, we can definitely, and we could on the old website as well, but it's much more out there for the public now on the new website.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
To the chair.
Lillian?
Thank you. Lisa, on our website, we have that notify me.
Yes,
When you sign up for that, is like the public notices for public hearings, is that part of something that you can get notified on? And is the
that's a
notification?
good question.
Is the notifications going to be email or text?
They should be email, from my understanding.
email.
Yes, but I could be wrong on that, so I'll double check, I'll check on the notifications. It has to be anything that we put out there, so as long as we have the information that,
Okay.
because obviously it's generated from our office, so Ashley has to put the information out there to notify the residents of what it is. But we can use it sort of like a code red, but, for, obviously it's going to be used for different purposes than the code red.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Through the chair, Your Honor, real fast. Lisa, I know you've been on vacation. I never did get a T-shirt, but that's okay.
It's in the mail.
Okay. In regards to Sears, I bring this up every other week. I don't see nothing really going on. I know you're waiting on paperwork or something. Can you give us any insight on the old Sears complex at Southfield and Dix?
So the information I have is still the same as it was last time, that they are still waiting on that official signed-off copy of their permit from Wayne County.
All right.
And I know there's been a lot of communication back and forth between the city, the developers over there, as well as Hennessy. And so there's a lot of communication. They're ready to go. They're just waiting.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, well, at this time, we'll go into citizens' communication.
Or
I'm sorry, excuse me, Chief.
Good, if you want.
Citizen communication. Good evening, Mayor and Council. For my quarterly report, this is going to be for April, May, and June, or July. Numbers aren't quite in yet. During these period, our officers took 9,876 calls for service. They handled 249 crash reports. 54 individuals were injured during those accidents, including one fatality. Officers issued 2,752 violations, arrested 332 individuals. Another 4,628 violations were issued during selective enforcement. We completed 376 hours of training. Our Detective Bureau investigated 435 complaints, closing out 333 of them. Our school resource officers handled 77 complaints. Our Special Operations Bureau investigated 26 complaints. Our traffic officer, Sergeant Walther, he investigates traffic complaints and problems throughout the city. He issued 383 violations during his follow-up on complaints. Our animal control and parking enforcement officers investigated 869 complaints, issued 874 violations. Our reserve officers we have 7 reserve officers on our roster, one of which just recently graduated from the police academy, or the reserve police academy at Schoolcraft College. They are very good people. They dedicate their time, they volunteer to help out with whatever needs the city has, the police department has. They've helped out already several times this year. Our community policing, Sergeant Nicholas is in charge of that, and as everybody knows, we're very heavily involved in the city. through outreach programs. We partner with schools, churches, local businesses, and numerous organizations throughout the city. Over the past quarter, we fundraised for autism awareness, selling tumblers, raised over $1,200, and proceeds went to ASD and mixture school programs. We attended Downriver for Veterans event, assisted with Meals on Wheels, visited the Girl Scout troop, helping them earn their investigative badges. We attended Lincoln Park High School Career Day, held blood drives, helped make the spring fling and the Memorial Day Parade safe. We attended field day events at various elementaries and attended mixtures, graduation. We partnered with McDonald's for a safety day. We cooked food a couple times at McPolice Nights with them. We also partnered with Meijer for an ice cream with a cop event. During the past quarter, we've donated several bicycles to children throughout our many events. And at our recent golf outing, we raised over $16,000, which will be put back into the community. Upcoming, we have a backpack giveaway this Sunday. Starts at 12 o'clock at the community center parking lot. We will go until the backpacks are gone, so if anybody wants to come out and help, we'd love to have you. Animal shelter, over the past quarter, they brought in 55 dogs and 21 cats. They've also raised over $2,000 through various fundraisers, and much of this money goes used for spay and neutering and vaccines. And I mentioned before, I think, that they received a $5,000 grant that runs through September for spay and neutering of the animals. They do a heck of a job down there. For operations, we have one officer in the field training program. He's in his third phase of the program and on track to complete it by next month. We currently have a recruit in the Wayne County Regional Police Academy. He previously was our cadet and is scheduled to graduate November 13th. We received a grant to cover the academy costs, as we have for several of our last hires that we've had. We will be looking to fill the vacant cadet position in the near future, as well as a part-time animal shelter attendant. In this current budget, we will be looking to lease 2 new patrol vehicles through Enterprise and purchase a new live scan fingerprint machine. Our current machine is about 15 to 20 years old and is no longer serviceable. And lastly, as Mayor mentioned, we lost one of our canines over the weekend, Max. He had been with us since January of 2018. So we thank him for his service and send condolences to his partner and their family. And that is the completion of my report. If you guys have any questions.
Chief, I want to thank you for your ongoing support with the animal shelter. Love the way it's going, and it is now an accepted shelter in the rescue world, which is not easy to do. Good job.
That's all me, you know.
No. Good job.
Good people
The girls
down there.
do a wonderful
Yeah.
job, too. They really do. We appreciate it.
Make it easy, yeah.
I know.
Such humility.
That grin.
Through the chair,
Yeah.
Quick, you know, Chief, I know you've been on the force for a while, and I'd be remiss if I didn't bring this up, but since the speed limit on 4th Street's been raised to 45, has there been an increase of accidents that you've noticed, or it's status quo, nothing's changed? More speeding, traffic tickets are you given, or can you give us any insight on the speed increase on 4th Street since they increased it to 45?
I personally think it's too fast, but I don't think the numbers really show any negative effects for it.
And I know this isn't in your realm, but I know some of the stoplights on 4th Street going south aren't really timed. You stop at one and then you go and you stop at another one, and then all of a sudden it's a free-for-all. And I'm not going to go into which ones they are, but that's a Wayne County thing, or do you have
Wayne
any
County
comment on
Signal
that?
handles those, but sometimes that's a good thing, especially when the speed limit's 45, because often if you get a long
Sure.
stretch, people are
My
gonna,
point is, you may stop at 3 in a row, and then all of a sudden, now you've got the green light for the next 2 lights, and that's when the speed increases. So, thank you for your insight. I had to bring that up. Thank you.
thank you.
To the chair, when those lights on 4th Street go out and start blinking during the day, which most people would think are obvious operational hours, Is the best route to call the non-emergency line or call
Yes,
Wayne
and we-
County? Or do you guys get calls when the lights, because it seems like that light at Fort and Mayflower is notorious for going out.
Ed Zelnick is our liaison on calling for the lights out and everything else, so you can either call Ed and he can call us, or the non-emergency numbers is good.
Do you get calls like that?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And on that, when the lights are out, four-way stop, obviously, and,
Right.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
all right.
Thank you. Okay, now it's time for citizens' communication. If you'd like to address this body, please state your name. You have 3 minutes to speak.
Paula Miller. Thank you, Mayor and council members. I feel it's necessary to give you some background on the Social Development Coalition. It was founded by the city manager, the city planner, and a member of the EDS in the fall of 2019 in order to fill a void in the work of the existing commissions. And it's my understanding that the Social Development Coalition was put together and always was planned to be integrated into the municipal structure from the get-go. It just needed time to grow into the responsible body to assume that rightful place. Our group addressed this body at a study session in May of 2024 after 5 years of hard work demonstrating with a 38-page proposal, a PowerPoint presentation, demonstrating our worth, our readiness, and asked you for help in finding our fit. And a year passed without hearing a response from you. So realistically, you are the body that can determine our place in the city. However, without a response or guidance, we recently addressed you again in hopes of discussing this matter at a second study session, and we were dismayed that we were turned down to even talk about it. So I stand here only as a member of the coalition, not its leader. Our members are city leaders, city residents, university interns, and social workers. We bring resources to the citizens here of the city, and I do applaud that new website. You really can get to the resource guide just quickly, and it's beautiful, clean, and quick how the website works. Meanwhile, I want to say again, we were founded by the city to expressively be a part of the city. We're not a religious body. We do not espouse any particular religious beliefs. We do not request funding to maintain our work. The city of Lincoln Park, you know, you're not a stranger to innovation. This partnership will boldly shape and measure residents' well-being in ways that go beyond economics and statistics, and I respectfully request that you consider the worth of our coalition and find us our proper place within the city structure. Can we please discuss this together?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Belda Garza, and I just want to add to what Paula was saying, that the coalition has been working really hard, and it has come up with all kinds of innovative things. And I know that you have not had a needs assessment on what's happening in Lincoln Park for about 8 years, and I think we have done that, and we know what some of the issues are. And I hope that you can find a place for us in the process, because we've really worked very hard. Thank you.
Thank you.
Belda is a member of our coalition. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Joanna Whaley. I'm a Lincoln Park resident here. And when I first moved to Lincoln Park, the first thing I noticed was how much my neighbors cared and how much I could rely on them when my kids were yelling for ketchup and I needed some and didn't have some in the house. And in our world right now, we have a widening gap of prosperity and care for one another. And today, I really do want to also raise my voice for how important it is going to be in our community to have a way to hear one another and support one another with the Social Development Coalition. And I really hope and pray that that spirit that I felt on day one of moving into my home can be felt throughout the entire city. So I raise my voice in support as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're done.
I would like to first of all thank everybody who helped with the garden walk this weekend. It was beautiful, the gardens were wonderful, and we had to raise a little bit of money for the museum, so it was a very good thing. And also, I'm also here to speak about the social media group as well. I don't think you have to, everybody in the council knows, Lincoln Park is no longer a mid-range city as far as our income. We are now more than 50%, being very, very careful. We are a low-income city. And anything that we can do to look out and help the poor people find ways of getting help, would be a wonderful thing. And as elected officials, I don't think that it's asking too much to do a study session and to hear out what the coalition has to say. What we have done since the last time there was a study session has been a lot of work, and there's a lot of more information that we can give and help. I'd also like to remind everybody on the mayor and city council that when you have a study session, it doesn't mean you're going to agree with it, the idea. All it means is we're asking you to have an open head, an open heart, and listen to what we've got to say. That is all we're asking for. Just give us a chance to what we have to say. Give us a chance to help the poor people in Lincoln Park. Give us a chance to help everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Richard Kudrak. I chuckled when you were talking about timing of lights. Drive down Biddle Avenue in Wyandotte. You can't get through there with at least 3 red lights. And believe it or not, that's exactly the way the city wanted it, because that's the main business district. They want you to stop and look at all the businesses on both sides of Biddle. Yeah, they did that deliberately. Every once in a while, the city does something good for the residents. Summer concerts are good. Lincoln Park Days are good. Every once in a while, a department does something good for the residents, and I want to shout out the fire department. They ordered some new smoke detectors. I got a bunch of them in my house. Not only were they free, they installed them for me. Now, that's a hell of a deal. But my favorite of all is a Knox box. Now, you younger people have no idea what I'm talking about, but it's a box on my front door. It's locked. The only people that have a key to that Knox box is the fire department, and there's a key to my house in that box. They can open up my house for emergency purposes without breaking down a door or shattering a window. I really appreciate a Knox box. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Good evening, Mr. Carnes.
Good evening. I also think it would be a great idea, and coming into our next century of service, if we did find a way for the Social Development Coalition to find a home. But good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Tom Carnes, and I am the immediate past president of the Exchange Club of Lincoln Park, as well as the past Michigan District president and the 96th national president of the National Exchange Club. I come before you today to extend an invitation to come to Lincoln Park Days on August 22nd, 23rd, and 24th at Youth Center Park. This Lincoln Park Days will mark 100 years since the Lincoln Park Exchange Club first sponsored the event. Like the city, the Exchange Club is celebrating its centennial. The Exchange Club is Lincoln Park's oldest service club. The bond between the city and the club has continued through thick and thin. The City of Lincoln Park and the Exchange Club of Lincoln Park are unique in all of the Exchange Club in the city in the country, as the city has an active exchange club in every year of the city's existence. Common question is, what is an exchange? The National Exchange Club, also known as America's Service Club, was founded in Detroit in 1911 primarily to give back to the community in exchange for the good fortune they had in business. Our motto is unity for service. The club's core values are family, community, and country. Exchange's mission is to make their communities better places to live. We do this through service projects and Americanism, community service, youth projects, and our national project, the child abuse, prevention of child abuse. Now, Lincoln Park Days is the largest fundraiser for the Exchange Club. The profits are usually $20,000 or less, depending on the weather. The money raised goes directly back to the community and service awards and grants. Each year, the Exchange Club awards 4 $1,000 scholarships to graduating LP seniors, bringing our total of the last 20 years to right over $75,000. We also honor 4 students as Youth of the Month, 1 student as Youth of the Year, and for the last 20 years have honored a Police and a Firefighter of the Year. We've supported the Good Fellows, worked with the First Step organization that deals with the victims of domestic violence for several years, and this year, the First Step organization at their gala will be awarding the fundraiser award to the Lincoln Park Exchange Club. We were asked 13 years ago to take over the city's Easter egg hunt and did so, and made it an educational event by handing out literature on parenting tip and child abuse prevention information. We have installed freedom shrines in all the Lincoln Park schools, as well as most of the public buildings in town. Each May, a field of flags is erected at Memorial Park in memory of the 129 names that are listed as killed in action in defense of our country. For the last 14 years, the club has sponsored a high school Excel Club to teach both leadership and community service to students. This year, the club was honored for the National Exchange Club with the National Service Award for Service to Lincoln Park. Exchange Club thanks the city leaders for their help in reducing costs for Lincoln Park Days. The high cost of putting on events such as this threatened the existence of Lincoln Park Days. It is more than a 3-day carnival. Everyone growing up in Lincoln Park the last 100 years, probably at one time or another, went to Lincoln Park Days. They got together with friends and family and have great memories. LP Days is a homecoming for people that have lived here and those that still do live here. They come here to meet old friends and have and relive those childhood memories. Lastly, there are many groups that depend on Lincoln Park Days for their yearly fundraising. The club gives discounted space to service clubs, school groups, church groups, and other nonprofits. The club also pays groups for park cleanup, trash removal, and cleaning. And Lincoln Park Days would not be possible without the work of the DPS crew, the Parks and Recreation, and the Police Department. We thank them for their past efforts and look forward to working with them this year. We thank Mayor and Council for their support. Look forward to seeing you and welcome everyone to Lincoln Park Days 2025. Thank you, and I apologize for going over.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to address this body?
I'm putting on another hat, and you already called on me to do the invocation, so I'm going to put on that hat as pastor. I've been invited by the Lincoln Park Days and Tom Carnes to do Mass on the Grass on Sunday morning at Lincoln Park Days. How long have we been doing that, Maureen? 5 years? 6 years?
At least 6 years.
At least 6 years. And we're going to be back again. And we're looking forward. Our band just loves being up on the big stage, and we're looking forward to having that opportunity on Sunday of Lincoln Park Days at 10:30 in the morning. Come on down. It's going to be a great worship experience with lots of hand clapping and some deep prayers. Thank you.
I'll bring Ozzy again this year.
It was great. Sounds like a Rastafari.
Hi, sir. State your name, please.
I'm getting old, so I need glasses now.
Okay. Right there with you.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and members of the council. My name is Tom Skeels. My husband Roger and I have been proud residents of Lincoln Park for many years. Like many of our neighbors, we watched our city struggle with rising homelessness, addiction, and crime. It is heartbreaking, and it's not getting better. on its own. Right now, there's a rare opportunity in front of us. On July 24th, the President Trump signed an executive order called ending crime and disorder on America's streets. This isn't just talk. It brings real federal funding and resources for cities willing to take decisive action on public safety, homelessness, mental health, and addiction. Here's why this matters. Millions of dollars are being redirected to cities that enforce public safety laws, addresses homeless encampment, and provide treatment, not just temporary fixes. Cities that don't act risk losing federal grants they already rely on, and for housing and homeless programs. Those funds could go to neighboring cities that do step up. We've already spoken with our friend Councilwoman Dupre, who is well known for her compassion and commitment to helping the unhoused community. She understands the urgency and is willing to help make progress happen here in Lincoln Park. This isn't about politics. It's about making our city safer, cleaner, and more compassionate. With the right plan, we could expand shelter beds and treatment programs, fund more police officers and mental health responders, clean up blighted properties, and revitalize neighborhoods. Other cities will move fast to secure this funding. If we wait, Lincoln Park could get left behind. Roger and I aren't just to point out problems. We're offering our help. We'll volunteer our time to support planning, grant writing, or whatever needs to make this happen. This is a turning point. We can either let crime and homelessness continue to rise, or we can bring in new resources, protect our neighborhoods, and help rebuild their lives. Thank you. And this is my first speech.
Tom, got the paper.
Thank you.
Anybody else like to address this? Okay, moving on, we'll go to council comments. Carlos?
Thank you, Mayor. I'll make it this real fast. There was a lot I was going to do. The website, Lisa, I've been on the website. It does seem a lot more manageable. Thank you for that. I'll dig into it more later. But a lot of the businesses I've been to in Lincoln Park the last 2 weeks, La Sultana on Riverbank and 4th Street. La Sultana is called, tomorrow is Taco Tuesday. Great tacos, $1.99 or less, I believe. It's a great store, though. Also check it out. I could go on more, but McCaffrey's, Chesley's, Los Chardos, Los Arcos, Detroit Salsa Company. 4th Street Plumbing turned me into a plumber last week. They gave me all the parts, I did it, fixed my problem. Thank you, 4th Street Plumbing. My condolences to K9 Max. I remember when he first came up, his picture with the officer, I don't remember who the officer was at the time, but a beautiful dog, I remember that. So my condolences to the police department. I do hear Paula Belda, former Mayor Higgins, on the coalition, perhaps a study session wouldn't hurt in the future. I don't know when we can schedule that, but I would love to hear all the pros and cons once again. Thank you, Mayor Carnes, former Mayor Carnes, for bringing up the Lincoln Park Days. The Exchange Club does so much. All the money generated really goes back to the city, so thank you for that. I'm probably missing something, but have a wonderful day. Please drive the speed limit in the city. I actually saw police officers on side streets today giving out tickets. So slow down, please stop at stop signs. That's all, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos. Lillian?
Thank you, Your Honor. ZBA has had no cases, so we did not have a meeting last month. The only other reminder I have for you is that Wayne County's household hazardous waste collection, their next one is Saturday, August the 23rd at Westland Shopping Center, and that will run from 8 to 1 p.m. And that's all I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
I have a few things. Planning Commission meets this Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Anybody that wants to attend. We do have some things that the public would be interested in. I would like everyone to know that I do support the Social Development Coalition it's needed in the city, I believe. I have personally been working on some serious social issues, particularly with the unhoused population, along with some of the mental health issues and drug addictions that we have in the city. It's important that we pay attention. It's not getting better right now. We need help. Excuse me. And with that, I will say good night and God bless you.
Thank you, Tracy. Jason?
Hi, everyone. I guess I want to start by commenting on our study session we had before this meeting. And when Councilman Ross made the comment that we were respecting the will of the voters by keeping in the general industrialized district, I believe that is an inaccurate assessment of what happened in 2017. It wasn't that that was the will, it was the fact that that was the only choice they were given on the ballot initiative, and that choice passed by a pretty wide margin, as our city attorney said, of over 60%. And if you go back for all of the variety of marijuana-related ballot initiatives that we have had in this city, they consistently pass somewhere between 63 and 66% of the vote. So going by those numbers, I would say the will of the voters would have been to allow this planning zoning request. And from a small business perspective, I just see it as a shame that we weren't willing to accept the request by two small businesses in this city that, you know, may become more successful if they were allowed to move, and now maybe their future is in jeopardy. We don't know, but as our city attorney said, it's not up to us what succeeds and what fails. It's up to the individual business owners. And I would also like to speak on the Social Development Coalition. I've been on the coalition for a couple of years now, and it definitely took me out of my comfort zone. Working on social development issues is an area I never really worked in before or looked at before, but it didn't take me too long to see how important that work was, and I was willing to go through that learning process. And we've seen how many people have spoken in support of it. You know, two former mayors, the Honorable Tom Carnes, the Honorable Mike Higgins. There's former city council people that at one point in time have belonged to the coalition, just like I do right now. And the people that spoke collectively have done an awful lot of good work for the city of Lincoln Park, and they just want to try to continue that good work through a formation of a new commission. I'm not afraid of trying to be creative and innovative, because the saying, nothing ventured, nothing gained, comes to mind. And I think offering them a study session to come back and address some of our questions, issues, and concerns is a pretty small buy-in for this body to do. As Pastor Paula Miller said, you know, they're not asking for an office, they're not asking for funding. They just believe that more good could be achieved if they were to become a formal structure within the city. I was very excited that the Community Resource Guide is now more easily accessible on the city website, but it needs updating. It could use some improvement, who knows? And a commission can succeed or fail on its own merits, and I think it is definitely a venture worth trying. And I've said all this because, like I did at the meeting 2 meetings ago, I would like to put another motion on the table requesting a study session for the Social Development Coalition at 6:30 on August 25th, once again.
Is there a supporter for that?
I'll support.
Are you finished? Or you
Oh,
got-
yes, I'm sorry, I am done with my comments, thank you.
August 25th. What time did you say?
6:30.
6:30.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor. Be it resolved that a study session be scheduled for August 25th at 6:30 PM in the council chambers to discuss the social coalition. It's been moved by Councilpersons Bear and supported by Councilman Zor. So, does anybody have any comments before I call roll? Okay, Councilpersons Bear,
Yes.
Zor,
Yes.
Dupre,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Ross? No. Salcido?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
Okay, passed. We have a study session.
Thank you.
Eric?
I just wanted to mention that August 19th is, from noon to 6 is the blood drive at the band shell for the police department. Also, my condolences to Chief Lavis's family, the Evans, Sean Evans family, and K9 Max. With that, I'd like to say good evening.
Got really quick here, the CIC had our meeting, we had our garden walk on Saturday. 22 attendees came through, it was $158 for the museum, so it was a good time, everybody had a good time. It was a little warm, so we were surprised that that many people showed up.
Very hot.
Yeah, it was a very toasty day. Other than that, everybody, thank you guys very much, have a good night, stay safe.
In closing, I just want to make a comment about the issue that did not pass tonight. I think that when you have a retail business and you're forced to stay in one area and the surrounding cities have their stores out in the open, you do lose business because of it. And I think of the employees in those businesses and the businesses possibly being in a position of closing because of loss of revenue, and us and the Planning Commission agreeing that it would be okay to move them and us not considering that. I don't like that. I hope at some point we can go back and revisit this. There's such a taboo against this now, but it's been legal for a very, very long time. It's the same as going into a party store. There's no drinking in there, there's nothing, nobody's doing anything live, everything is packaged, everything is just like going into a party store. Some of these products help people. Not everybody's sitting there to just get high. Some people use them, medicinally, they help them, and I just think that it should have been better thought out of maybe moving them to these specific areas that the Planning Commission thought that they would be safe at for our residents. That's all I'm going to say on it, but I don't like telling a retail business that you have to, after 7 years, you have to stay where you are. We're not going to help you, do better. So with that, I'm going to say, stay cool, everybody. Hopefully, it's going to change soon, and this weather's going to break because it is hot out there. It's hard to get out and enjoy it. It will change soon. Please come out to Lincoln Park Days. Please consider coming to the Centennial Gala. It's going to be a great way to celebrate turning 100, and I thank everybody for all their help this season, and just be safe and enjoy the rest of your summer. Thank you.
Resolved that the meeting be adjourned at 8:02.
Support.
Councilperson Salcido?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Ross? Ladies and gentlemen, we are not adjourned yet. Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin?
Yes.
Thank you.